they actually say that to have emotional health, you have to be able to be emotionally flexible, that you cannot be emotionally healthy with rigid thinking. So when we would get into fights, I would be like, he doesn't care about me at all. And I would completely lose all these other things where you did care about me. I would say this is very disordered, mentally ill thinking that most of society is doing right now. I had to go on a whole journey of learning how to hold nuance, which was what Justin did just felt like he didn't care about me. But also there's all these situations that I have seen him really care about me. And so I want to look at him as a whole, that this one moment is not all of who he is. And those moments are not all of who he is. That you are a human that loves me a lot and does a lot of things to show me that, and also has a lot of areas that you self-protect. That feels like a much more whole way to view you than either you don't care about me at all or you're the best husband ever.
It's really difficult to deal with someone who has rigid thinking. People who operate out of rigid thinking operate out of a lot of judgment. And I operated out of a lot of judgment. In my own personal healing process that I've gone through, I've seen the detrimental effects of judgment, not just externally on other people, but the effects of it internally. When I'm holding judgment towards other people, the way that it creates bitterness and resentment within ourselves.
Hierarchy.
Isolation. Part of my pain experience was, if I don't judge something as good or bad, it's going to hurt me really bad. Like I have to figure out what's not safe and pass some judgments on it. So it wasn't necessarily like in an evil heart. It was a self-protective heart of like, I need to know what's going to hurt me. But what I saw is that it limited me from getting more understanding. It limited me from having compassion.
Nuance is the ability to see many different shades or the gray or whatever. And you're saying the opposite is black and white thinking. You're good or you're bad.
So when it comes to the idea of nuance, I didn't think that you could have a spectrum and have boundaries. But somebody who's actually healthy with nuance is actually probably a very healthily boundaried person.
Yes.
Because if you have the ability to hold nuance to say like, there's a spectrum. This person has made these messes over here, but there's beauty over here in their life. It means they're aware of both things. They're not living in delusion about the whole spectrum of the human being. And it means that they're adjusting their relationships accordingly based on the fullness of truth. So there was areas where I found a villain in a story. Then I would overlook all the good things about them. And then I would find someone as heroic and totally safe. And I'd overlook all of these problematic situations that could cause pain. And so I didn't have any boundaries with the people that I had said, all right, you're a hero or you're great, you're perfect. I ended up even getting more hurt because I had no healthy boundaries with the people that I put in the heroic place.
Yeah. So somebody who sees complexity in situations, somebody that sees there's multiple different angles. Part of emotional maturity is our ability to hold more than one thing at one time, to see different layers, to see different things. One thing I might even say is like to hold that everybody is made up of lots of parts instead of just seeing one part at a time.
Nuance is a way of honoring and respecting humanity.